What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Educated Barfly. Today, I thought that we would do a few cocktails from local LA bars. A lot of people reach out to me and give me cocktail specs, and I can try some of them. Sometimes I can't. But lately, I've been getting a lot of specs from local bars around here. So I thought it'd be nice to do a video on them because you know what? Everyone's always asking me where, especially to drink in LA, but just like kind of where to drink in general. So I might as well put you guys on to a couple of different bars. Saturday nights with friends and family, Sunday mornings with my kids, both of these things are non-negotiables to me. The problem is, the second one used to feel a lot harder after the first one. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic is the small thing that I added that made the whole weekend work so much more beautifully. ZBiotics Pre-Alcohol Probiotic Drink is the world's first genetically engineered probiotic. It was invented by PhD scientists to tackle rough mornings after drinking. So here's how it works. When you drink alcohol, alcohol gets converted into a toxic byproduct in the gut. It's a buildup of this byproduct and not necessarily dehydration that's to blame for rough days after drinking. Pre-alcohol produces an enzyme to break this byproduct down. Just remember to make pre-alcohol your first drink of the night, drink responsibly, and you'll feel better than your best the next day. So I first gave pre-alcohol a try when I was visiting distilleries down in Guadalajara. That tends to be quite a bit of drinking and then also early mornings the next day. I drank it right before the first tasting that we did of the day, and you wouldn't believe how on top of my game I felt the very next morning. We had a whole bunch more travel and activities to do. Go to zbiotics.com/educatedbarfly to learn more and get 15% off your first order when you use Educated Barfly at checkout. ZBiotics is backed with a 100% money back guarantee, so if you're not satisfied for any reason, they'll refund your money, no questions asked. Remember to head to zbiotics.com/educatedbarfly and use the code educatedbarfly at checkout for 15% off. The first cocktail that we're doing today comes from a bar called Cannonball in Pasadena. The head bartender there, Wolfgang, was previously of the Varnish in downtown LA. Wolfgang created a cocktail called the Roy Hargrove, which is a riff on the Chet Baker. It's an old-fashioned style cocktail, and the idea of the cocktail came from the, I guess, idea or technique used in jazz music called contrafax. So contrafax is when you take the chord changes in a song and you write a melody over those chord changes. And that definitely relates to cocktail riffing. Like when you are riffing on a cocktail, you're taking the chord changes, which would be the specs of the cocktail, and then your written melody would be all of the different ingredients that you plug into that kind of Mr. Potato Head style cocktail. We're gonna build it right in the glass, guys. So I'm gonna just grab my preferred old-fashioned glass, which I have right here. First things first, we're gonna do 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, which is 4 from the Japanese bitters dasher, or the Japanese style bitter dasher, because that's not. And then we're gonna do 1 bar spoon of maple syrup. I'm using a dark color, strong taste. They have like a whole grading system that's now different.
I know, they changed it.
Now it's dark, yeah, they changed it, and it confuses me now. But this one is very dark color, strong taste maple syrup, okay? That's what we're using, and we're doing, I don't know, like, it says grade A, but weren't there like different grades, like grade A, grade B?
Yeah, this looks like molasses now almost.
This is the good stuff right here. We're gonna do 1 bar spoon, okay? It's about 5 mils. We gotta get our Barolo Chinato. It's like a wine Amaro blend, and it's made with 100% Nebbiolo grapes, which is Barolo. 2 bar spoons here of our Barolo Chinato. It's about 10 mils. 10 mils and a couple of drops apparently. This is not my favorite. If you are from a vermouth Amaro brand and you're watching this video, get rid of the corks. Let's do some glass stoppers. There's some really nice glass stoppers out there. The corks are not it. They're not great for storage. And for those of us that do not go through these things and have to store them for at least 6 months, it would be nice to be able to. Okay, we're gonna do 2 ounces of bourbon, and you wanna use bonded bourbon if you can. Bonded bourbon is that nice, good 100 proof stuff that the government signed off on. And we're gonna do 2 ounces there. Oh, you know what we didn't do is temper our ice, Marius. We only have 2 ice balls left, too, so until we make more. What happened here? What is going on? What is going on? It's like, I opened this up and like, there's like stuff floating around.
I don't know, something living in there?
I don't know, it's weird. Look. What is this? It's like a wispy something. It's weird.
Frozen spider web?
A frozen spider web. I hope not. That would be weird. I want to like temper this a little because I don't want it to crack in the glass. But look, it froze a little stand. So now it won't roll away because it froze the stand. It froze the stand. No, it froze the stand. There you go. Frozen stand. You know, the only thing that kind of I don't love about ice balls, you can never get them big enough to really fill these glasses. And I guess that looks nice, but like I hate it when a piece of ice swims in a glass. It drives me up a wall, and that's why I always try and use the biggest ice possible. But these are the biggest like spheres that I have, I think, ever seen. As far as like ice that you make at home, sphere-wise, this is the biggest one from Ghost Ice. And it is the nicest one, and yet still it kind of swims in the glass. But I think that does look kind of nice. Anyway, we're gonna do a lemon twist here. People were asking a lot of questions about this. People were asking, this is not available. This is a prototype of a tool called a groover that pulls peels that are completely clean. It is like a revolutionary new tool that I have been entrusted with the use of and the feedback. It basically looks like a knife. It's really nice. It's got a nice hefty actual bar tool, not these like skimpy little things. It's got a small side and a big side. The small side I don't think is really like that great, but the big side pulls a really nice peel. And it's completely clean. You don't have to clean up the sides at all. And it's big enough for zesting too. So kind of amazing. All right, let's give this a taste. Ooh, nice, I love it. I love the juxtaposition of the bourbon with the maple syrup, and then the maple syrup is bringing in this really nice, robust kind of sweetness to it. But then you have the Barolo Chinato giving it bitterness, giving it a little bit of like that acidic bite that you get from wine. And then on top of that, you have the spices from the Angostura bitters kind of rounding it out. It is a really nice cocktail, not overly sweet, old-fashioned style, definitely something I can close out my night with. Here it is, guys, the Roy Hargrove. The next cocktail we're doing is called the Saints and Sinners. The Saints and Sinners was created by a bartender named Robin Jackson for a bar called Old Fields Liquor Room. I don't know why that's like such a mouthful for me today. Old Fields Liquor Room is part of the 1933 group that owns a bunch of bars like Bigfoot Lodge and the Thirsty Crow. This cocktail is inspired by the old Saints and Sinners bar. So basically before Old Fields Liquor Room was rebranded, it was called Saints and Sinners, and it was still part of that same bar group. And they kind of rebranded it. So this cocktail is an homage to the Saints and Sinners of yesteryear. And maybe all the Saints and Sinners out there in the audience. I don't know. Anyway, we're gonna need a shaker for this. So we'll just grab one out the drawer. I'll put this one, always build in the small tin, and then put the ice in the big tin and shake. Okay, guys? Just a little, you know, professional advice. Okay. Then we go 1 dash. Do it 1 for extra. 2 dashes of rhubarb bitters. Oh, we've got some of these peeled guys, so we might as well just use these. 1/2 ounce lemon. We're doing 1/2 ounce of my least favorite foaming agent, Aquafaba. 3/4 ounce of strawberry syrup. And this one I made a little bit differently than the last strawberry syrup. The last strawberry syrup, I macerated the strawberries in sugar and let it bleed out the juice. This time I just literally put this into a masticating juicer, juiced it, got rid of the pulp, and then added sugar to it. So I kind of love that this is like a savory sweet cocktail. 1/2 ounce of tomato water gin, which is incredible and tastes very tomatoey. Not as tomatoey and savory as tomato water itself, but pretty gosh darn close, I gotta say. And then 1.5 ounces of our Absolut Tabasco, which is, I think, my new favorite guilty pleasure. I want to cut this into every cocktail I make at this point. And it says that the garnish is a dehydrated cherry tomato, which we don't have, but we do have freeze-dried cherry tomatoes. So I guess we're just gonna do it freeze-dried instead. Ice in the tin. I'm just shaking it with 2 pieces of cold draft. So we can get that right dilution, but also we get the superior foam. Give this a strain. Okay. Cheers. Whoa, oh my God, kind of giving me a little bit of a like a Bloody Mary vibe. It's like so much spice in that Tabasco, that Absolut Tabasco. It's like spicy right on the back palate. You have the tomato water pushing through with botanicals from the gin, a little bit of sweetness from the strawberry, balance from the lemon. It is both savory, it is sweet. It is definitely a pink drink that plays against expectations. So there it is, guys, the Saints and Sinners. The next cocktail we're doing is viewer submitted, but from a bar. It's from an LA bar. They're all from LA bars. It's from a bar that I actually haven't drank at or even heard of called Hatch Takitori, which you had something to say about.
Oh yeah, that's grilled chicken spears.
The grilled chicken spears. So is it a place that specializes in takitori?
Yeah, yakitori, right?
Oh yeah, sorry, yakitori, yeah. Hachi yakitori, yeah.
Well, I mean,
Did I say takitori? Is that what I said?
takitori,
Yeah, yakitori.
I don't think takitori is anything.
Yeah, no, yakitori, yeah. The chicken spears, grilled chicken on a stick. I mean, it sounds good to me. I like a grilled chicken.
Yeah,
I don't care if it's on a stick.
Apparently, it's my cousin's favorite, the one.
Takitori?
Yeah.
I mean, yakitori?
Yakitori.
Keep on saying takitori for some reason. Don't know why, but it's not takitori, it's yakitori. Here.
Hopefully, they make yakitori. I would think. What's the name of the drink?
Oh, it's called the Crimson Cactus, which for a Japanese-themed restaurant is an interesting, cocktail, whatever. It's a desert-themed cocktail, apparently. And not only that, but it also utilizes the most popular spec on all of Drinkstagram, DrinkTube, or Drink Talk. Do you know what that is? Can you tell me what the most popular spec of any cocktail is?
I mean, I don't remember the spec, but it's like
Well, what is it? What are the ingredients in the most popular cocktail spec on social media?
the ingredients.
Yeah,
I mean, it's
like, do you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, it's like a 1 part spirit, oil, and I don't remember the parts. It's like a half, quarter, 1 or something, like you say. But yeah, it's like.
But of what?
Sugar, or like sweet. Lemon and spirit.
Or lime, yeah. But it's like, and then also, I mean, we've done this a lot. I've actually done this a lot too, but this one actually cuts Aperol in, which, I think my most popular cocktail that I created as of late is the Pink Pony Club, which is a Clover Club, subbing out raspberry for strawberry, subbing out vermouth for Campari, and just like juxtaposing the Campari with the strawberry. But it's very close to this like lime, simple syrup, pineapple juice, Aperol, mezcal. But the thing is that when you see the ingredients of this drink, you know it's gonna be a banger. Like, you know it's gonna be a banger. So, this goes on a big rock too, actually. We should make sure that we have some big rocks. Actually, you know what we do have? We have this whole box of ice. We have this whole box of ice sent to us by the lovely people at Abstract Ice, and it's like a lot of good stuff in here, so I feel like we're gonna have to break in here and get a large cube for this cocktail.
I just don't get the name because it's anything.
I mean, that's not that big a cube, but it's big enough. Or should we put it on, you know what? Let's put it on a bunch of small spheres. Yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna put it on a bunch of small spheres.
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 Sound like you said spears.
No, spheres. S-P-H. Spheres. But look at these like tiny spheres. I love these. These are so cool. Look at that. I love that.
It's like the ones that come out of the machine.
Huh?
It's like the ones that come out of some machines.
Kind of like the ones that come out of the machines, yeah. They're a little bit smaller, I think, but the ones that come out of the machines are a little in between. And I guess we'll use like a maybe this guy. I think it's nice to use Japanese glassware for a Japanese restaurant, but I gotta go polish this because there's water spots all over it. So, what was Woody's character on Cheers again? What was his name?
Woody.
What is it?
Woody.
Oh, it was Woody. Oh, was Woody on
Woody.
Cheers?
Yeah.
Do they just like write that character in like as like an afterthought? And they're like, oh, I'll just call him Woody.
No, maybe it was just it's a fitting name.
I mean, it is a fitting name.
Or
yeah.
it was just a coincidence that Woody Harrelson also
was going to be the character of Woody. Who would have thought that Woody Harrelson, like, do you think that like when he was on Cheers, people were thinking to themselves like, this guy's going to be a big star. He turned into, like, maybe aside from Ted Danson, like the biggest star. There were some people on that show that were big stars like of their day though, like Kirstie Alley was pretty big.
Yeah.
You know, Shelley Long was big in the 80s.
Right.
Right. Ted Danson though, obviously went on to, I mean, he's still working now.
Right. Yeah.
He's been on a ton of shows
But Woody Harrelson was like bigger than Ted Danson when he was big, I would say.
Yeah, you know, Woody Harrelson became an A-list star.
Yeah.
But I wonder if anyone, like, when they saw him on that show, like, if they were like, this guy's gonna be a huge movie star.
No, it's the same thing with Parks and Rec. You would never think that
was gonna be a big show.
No, what's his name? The Guardians of the Galaxy. What's his name?
Oh, I know he's kind of vanilla.
Yeah, but he became
big, but he's not that big now. Yeah.
Yeah.
Although he just had that movie Mercy out.
Yeah.
What is his name?
Because that was such a...
He's so average white guy, I can't even remember what his fucking name is.
Yeah.
He's just like average, everyday white guy.
But
yeah, no, who thought that he would have been like... He was so big, he dumped Anna Faris.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, that was his wife, and he dumped her for someone else.
Yeah. Like a Kennedy Arnold's... Arnold's daughter?
Kennedy Arnold? What the fuck is Kennedy Arnold?
Oh, she's a Kennedy.
Oh, she's a Kennedy. Oh, Arnold's
daughter, isn't it?
Oh, maybe it was Arnold's daughter, yeah. Oh, yeah, I think you're right. I think he married into the Schwarzenegger family, which is a weird family to marry into.
Just like Schwarzenegger and Kennedy.
That's got to be weird.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's got a good Arnold impression. I'll be back. I can't do impressions. All right, let's make this drink. I think people have really appreciated this lengthy aside. I noticed that lots of people back in the day used to be like, shut up and make the cocktails, but like less so these days. I think people like the banter a little more.
We have less people watching, so it's gonna be less of those.
That's true.
They just quit.
Less people do.
They took our advice, like stop watching.
And they just stopped watching.
They're just like, all right, well, I'm gonna stop then.
Hey, you know, that's what happens sometimes. Not every show lasts forever, man. We're just counting the days. Just counting the days for this to be over. Barfly will never die. You'll never be rid of us. You're with us for the long haul.
Barflies never die.
Barflies do never die. Okay, so ½ ounce of our lovely lime juice. Took so long to squeeze. We're gonna do 1 ounce of pineapple juice, ½ ounce of simple syrup, ½ ounce of Aperol, 2 ounces of Espadín mezcal. We're using the Lopez Real because I think it's gonna go good with this particular cocktail. Give it a shake. Put some balls up in there. Oh, I wish I could just fit one more ball. One more. Give it a strain. Oh, it's perfect. Perfect. A little ball. I got a little ball sticking out. Let's give it a little sippy pants, shall we? You know that's going to be good. Pineapple, lime, simple. Little bit of Aperol, bringing in that bitterness, pairing up with that nice citrusy, agave forward smoky spice. There it is, guys. The Crimson Cactus. What's up, guys? We have been getting weekly emails about this juicer for months and months and months and months and months, maybe even a year. And I've got really good news for you. The powder-coated gray Barfly juicer is now in stock on our website, so go get them before they're gone because we've got a limited quantity. Harlow, they own like a bunch around.
It's a Bigfoot Lounge where Nick works in
Bigfoot
New Girl.
Lodge.
Yeah.
In what? In New Girl? I don't know. I've never watched New Girl. People keep on saying that I look like one of the characters.
Yeah, Nick.
But I gotta say, I am actually a person that gets a lot of different.
For a
like,
while,
oh, you look like that person. You look like this person.
Jack Black a lot for a long time.
A lot of people said Jack Black. A lot of people said Joaquin Phoenix, which is like, I mean, I don't have a cleft palate. Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I don't know about the Joaquin Phoenix, but
like
some guy
hair,
actually like. I used to have a. I don't know if you remember this, or we were even like hanging out when this was true. But I used to have like a 1970s MG car, like a vintage car that I had for like a few years, and I used to drive it just on the weekends, and I would just like drive it around. But like, I mean, it was kind of a money pit. I would always have to put like $1,500 into it here, $2,000 there. So It was a bit of a money pit. So I'm not that sad that I got rid of it. I'm not that big of a car guy. So, you know, I used to go on the weekends, and one time I drove it up to Sunset Boulevard and I drove it into like a Starbucks parking lot to go get a coffee or meet a friend or something. And then somebody like ran out, like booked out of the Starbucks and ran up to me. He's like, "You're that guy that's in that movie." And I was like, "What guy that's in what movie?" And he's like, "You know, that movie, Her." And I was like, "I am not Joaquin Phoenix. I don't look anything like Joaquin Phoenix." So Jack Black. And what's funny actually is somebody was sitting at Kohl's when I was bartending there and was like, "You remind me of Jack Black." And I was like, "Really?" And he was like, "Yeah." And then I was like, "Okay, like, do I remind you of Jack Black's like personality, or do I remind you of Jack Black like I look like Jack Black?" And he goes, "Both." And then I walked away and I was like, "Oh, whatever. I mean, I don't really see it, but whatever." And then later on in my shift, where the guy was still there, I was like, "So what do you do for a living?" And he's like, "I work for Jack Black." I was like, well, I guess he knows what he's talking about. You know who I got when I was younger was Billy Crudup. I got that a lot when I was younger. I think I look more like Billy Crudup than any of the other aforementioned actors. So anyway, how did we get on this thing? Oh, because Bigfoot Lodge and New Girl and blah, blah, blah. I gotta say, I think that this is my most proud moment. Like, I actually finally have a copy of the book that I wrote. It took me a year and a half to write this book. I'm very proud of it. So I would just implore everyone to go buy a book. The more books you buy, the better it is for me. And then I can make another book for you guys. I'm already thinking about new books, but I'm just super proud of this. And I just hope that you guys really enjoy it. So go out. There is a Genius link below this video and buy this book. I think you guys will really like it. And I worked really hard on it. And I love you guys. And you love me. And I love you. And you love me. It's a love fest over here. So pick up my book.